Picture this. You just spent $50 on an organic, hand-woven memory foam cat bed. You place it gently in the sunniest spot in the living room. You call your cat over, bursting with excitement. And what do? They sniff it once, look you dead in the eye, and go to sleep inside the dirty cardboard box the bed was shipped in. Or how about this one? You are peacefully sleeping, having a wonderful dream, when suddenly, at 3:14 a.m., a 10-pound furry torpedo launches off your kidneys and sprints down the hallway like they are running from a ghost. Do you ever just look at your cat and wonder, are you doing this on purpose just to mess with me? Or did you just come out of the factory completely broken? Well, my fellow staff members of the feline kingdom, I have good news. Your cat isn't broken, and they don't actually hate you. Today, I'm going to reveal the one ultimate secret broken down into 20 mind-blowing steps that will make any cat bond with you forever. Trust me, try this today and your kitty will be obsessed with you. But before we dive into the matrix of the feline mind, drop a comment below right now and tell me, what is the name of your little furry hooligan, and what is the weirdest thing they do? Before we unlock the ultimate secret to bonding, we need to take a quick trip back in time. You see, to understand why your cat acts like a bipolar ninja, you have to understand their roots. Unlike dogs, who were bred for thousands of years to work right alongside humans, cats basically domesticated themselves. They walked into our barns, ate the mice, looked around and said, "You know what? I think I will stay here and let these hairless apes worship me." Biologically, your adorable little Mr. Whiskers is still practically a wild, solitary predator. In nature, cats are both the hunter and the hunted. This means their brains are hardwired for survival, hypervigilance, and protecting their personal space at all costs. They are territorial control freaks wrapped in a soft, fluffy package. They spend 16 hours a day sleeping just to conserve energy for a hunt that, nowadays, mostly consists of attacking your shoelaces. When we try to force human affection on them, like picking them up and smothering them with kisses, their predator-prey instincts freak out. To truly bond with a cat, you have to stop thinking like a human and start thinking like a miniature tiger. So how do we hack this wild psychology? Let's dive into the core secret. Let's start with the biggest delusion of the human race, the idea that you actually own your cat. Spoiler alert, my friend, it is entirely the other way around. You don't own a cat. You are merely a staff member in their majestic furry kingdom. Have you ever tried to call your cat the way you call a dog? You pat your knees, make high-pitched noises and say, "Here, kitty, kitty." And what does your cat do? They sit there, licking their paw, giving you a look of pure, unadulterated judgment. It's like they're thinking, "Do I look like a golden retriever to you, Linda?" This is the first fundamental mistake we make when trying to bond with our cats. We expect them to act like dogs. But dogs are pack animals. They are biologically hardwired to seek our approval. Cats, on the other hand, are independent micropanthers. They don't need your approval. They need your respect. If you try to force a cat to love you by picking them up when they clearly want to be left alone, you are instantly destroying any chance of a deep bond. It's like a stranger running up to you on the street and giving you a massive bear hug. You'd call the cops. Well, your cat can't call the cops, so they use their murder mittens instead. To truly bond with your cat, you have to drop the dog owner mentality completely. You have to earn their trust, step by step, on their terms, not yours. So, what is this grand magical secret that connects all feline psychology? It all comes down to one golden rule: the protocol of consent. Yes, your cat is huge on boundaries. The secret to making a cat obsessed with you is giving them the illusion that everything was their idea in the first place. You must become a master of reverse psychology. When you bring a new cat home, or if you are trying to fix a broken relationship with your current feline overlord, the worst thing you can do is chase them. If you follow them around the house, trying to pet them while they are walking away, You are basically acting like a predator hunting prey. Instead, you need to play hard to get. Sit on the floor, read a book, scroll on your phone, completely ignore them. In the cat world, ignoring someone is the highest form of politeness. It translates to, I am not a threat to you, and I respect your space. Eventually, their natural curiosity will overpower their caution. They will cautiously approach you, and when they do, you must resist the urge to grab them. Let them sniff you, rub against you, and make the first move. When you allow the cat to control the interaction, their trust in you skyrockets. You are no longer a giant, loud human. You are a safe, predictable piece of furniture that occasionally gives out treats. Now that you understand consent, let's talk about the scent handshake. Imagine meeting someone for the first time, and instead of saying hello, they just reach out and start aggressively rubbing your head. You would be horrified. Well, when we reach down to pet a cat with an open, giant palm descending from the sky, that is exactly how they feel. Remember, in nature, death comes from above in the form of hawks and eagles. An open hand coming down on their head triggers a massive alarm bell in their tiny brains. Instead, you need to introduce yourself properly using feline etiquette. I call this the E.T. finger boop. Here is how it works. Extend one single finger out toward the cat, keeping it at their nose level, and just hold it still. Do not poke them. Just leave it there like a fleshy antenna. A curious, relaxed cat will step forward and gently press their wet little nose against your finger. Why? Because cats greet each other nose to nose to exchange scents. By offering a single finger, you are mimicking a cat's nose. You are offering your scent for inspection without being threatening. If they sniff it and walk away, the handshake is over. Let them go. But if they sniff it and then push their cheek or forehead against your hand, congratulations! You have just been invited to pet them. You passed the vibe check. Let's move on to the most powerful tool in your feline bonding arsenal, the slow blink, also known as kitty kisses. Have you ever noticed that your cat sometimes just sits across the room and stares at you like a creepy little gargoyle? In the animal kingdom, an unblinking direct stare is a challenge. It is a sign of aggression. If you stare back without blinking, you are basically telling your cat, I am ready to fight you. But there is a way to diffuse this tension and say, I love you in their native language. When you catch your cat looking at you, soften your gaze, relax your facial muscles. Then, very slowly, close your eyes, hold them closed for a second, and slowly open them again. Then, lazily turn your head slightly to the side. If your cat trusts you, they will do the exact same thing back. They will give you a slow blink. Why is this so profound? Because closing your eyes in the presence of a predator is the ultimate sign of vulnerability. By slow blinking, you are telling your cat, I feel so safe with you that I am willing to close my eyes and drop my guard. When they return the gesture, they are saying, I feel safe with you too. Do this every day. It builds a subconscious bridge of profound trust between you and your fluffy roommate. We need to talk about the most dangerous trap in the history of pet ownership, the fluffy belly. Every cat owner knows this scenario. Your cat walks into the middle of the rug, locks eyes with you, and dramatically flops onto their back, exposing the softest, most glorious, cloud-like belly you have ever seen. It looks like an invitation. It feels like an invitation, but it is a lie. It is a psychological test, and 90% of humans fail it. When you reach in to rub that belly, suddenly the trap snaps shut. Your hand is immediately locked in a death grip by 4 paws, and they start doing those rapid-fire bunny kicks that absolutely shred your forearm. So, why do they do this? Are they evil? No. When a cat exposes their belly, they are showing you their most vulnerable organs. It is a huge compliment. They are saying, I trust you enough to let my guard down around you. But it is not a request for a belly rub. If you touch the belly, their defensive reflexes instantly kick in because you just violated that trust. The correct way to respond to the belly flop is to verbally praise them. Say, "Oh, look at that beautiful tummy," and then gently scratch their head or chin instead. Show them that you respect their vulnerability and will not take advantage of it. Pass this test, and their bond with you will deepen immensely. Here is a hilarious but true phenomenon. Have you ever noticed that when you invite a group of friends over, your cat will completely ignore the self-proclaimed cat lovers and immediately go sit on the lap of the one person who is deathly allergic to cats? It seems like cats are just trying to be jerks, but there is brilliant psychology behind it. The cat lovers in the room are usually staring directly at the cat, making loud cooing noises, leaning forward and trying to reach out to grab them. To a cat, this is incredibly rude and highly threatening behavior. But the allergic person, they are avoiding eye contact. They are sitting perfectly still. They are practically ignoring the cat's existence. In feline body language, this allergic person is the most polite, safe, and respectful creature in the room. To bond with your cat, you must harness the power of the allergic person. Stop constantly pursuing your cat. If you want your cat to come to you, pretend they don't exist. Sit comfortably, focus on a task, and keep your energy calm and low. When you remove the pressure, the cat feels in control, and a cat in control is a cuddly cat. By mastering the art of playing hard to get, you will find your cat suddenly desperate for your attention. It is the ultimate Uno reverse card. If you really want to crack the code to your cat's heart, you need to look up. Cats live in a three-dimensional world. For us humans, life happens on the floor in the furniture, but for a cat, vertical territory is everything. In the wild, climbing a tree serves two purposes. It gets them away from larger predators, and it gives them a perfect vantage point to spy on prey. If your cat only has access to the floor, they will constantly feel exposed and stressed, and a stressed cat does not want to bond. Have you ever wondered why your cat insists on sitting on top of the refrigerator, judging you while you cook? It's because height equals confidence. To build trust, you must give them high ground that belongs exclusively to them. Invest in a tall, sturdy cat tree, or install some cat shelves on the walls. When your cat is up high, they feel untouchable. And here is the secret bonding hack. While your cat is resting on their high perch, do not reach up and drag them down. Walk by, offer a slow blink, maybe give a gentle chin scratch, and then walk away. Let their high ground remain a sacred, safe zone. When they realize that you respect their kingdom in the sky, they will be much more willing to come down and snuggle with you on the couch. Let's talk about the absolute best way to build a bridge of trust with a feline. Playtime. But I don't mean just wiggling a string in their face for 30 seconds while you watch TV. You need to understand the sacred feline cycle. Hunt, catch, kill, eat, sleep. This cycle is hardwired into their DNA. When you play with your cat properly, you are satisfying their deepest primal urges. This is where wand toys come in. But here is the mistake most people make. They dangle the toy right in the cat's face. No mouse in the history of the world has ever run up to a cat and wiggled in its face. Prey runs away. It hides behind corners. It freezes. You need to act like the prey. Drag the toy out of their sight line. Let them stalk it. Let their pupils dilate. And most importantly, let them catch it. If you use a laser pointer, they can never physically catch the red dot, which leads to immense frustration and behavioral issues. They need the tactile satisfaction of sinking their claws into a physical toy to complete the kill phase. Do this energetic play session for 15 minutes, right before their mealtime. You guide them through the hunt, you let them kill the toy, and then you serve them their food. You instantly become their favorite hunting partner, creating an incredibly deep, instinctual bond. Where you pet your cat is just as important as how you pet them. Imagine if someone came up to you and just started aggressively massaging your lower back without asking. You would probably throw a punch. Well, cats have a very specific map of where they like to be touched, and ignoring it will earn you a quick bite. The safe zones are generally concentrated around the head, the chin, the cheeks, the base of the ears, and the back of the head. Why? Because these areas are packed with scent glands. When a cat rubs their cheeks on you, they are marking you as their property. When you scratch these areas, you are mingling your scent with theirs, which is the ultimate bonding experience. Now, what about the danger zones? The lower back, right near the base of the tail, is a highly sensitive area. Some cats love an elevator butt scratch there, but for many it quickly causes overstimulation. Have you ever been petting your cat? They seem to be purring, and then suddenly they turn around and bite you? That is overstimulation. Their nerve endings get overloaded and the pleasure turns to pain. Watch their body language. If their tail starts thumping, their skin twitches, or their ears pin back, stop immediately. Respecting their physical limits proves to them that you are a safe human to be around. To truly bond with your cat, you must become fluent in tail. A cat's tail is basically a mood antenna, broadcasting their emotional state 24/7. Most people only pay attention to meows, but the real conversation is happening out back. Let's decode it. If your cat walks into the room with their tail held straight up in the air like a flagpole, often with a little hook or curve at the top like a question mark, this is the jackpot. This means they are feeling friendly, confident, and happy to see you. It is the perfect time to offer the scent handshake. If the tail is wrapped around their paws while they sit, they are comfortable but observant. But watch out for the angry tail. If the tail is puffed up like a bottle brush, they are terrified and trying to look bigger. If the tail is low to the ground or tucked between their legs, they are deeply anxious. And the most misunderstood signal, the thumping tail. Unlike dogs, who wag their tails when they are happy, a cat violently swishing or thumping their tail on the ground is screaming, "I am irritated! Back off immediately!" If you try to pet a cat with a thumping tail, you will get scratched. By reading their tail and responding appropriately, giving space when they are annoyed, and offering love when they are happy, you show them that you understand their language. The infamous 3 a.m. zoomies. You know the drill. The house is silent, you are deep in sleep, and suddenly it sounds like a herd of tiny horses is doing parkour off your living room walls. You wake up exhausted and resentful, wondering why your cat hates your sleep schedule. But they don't hate you, they are just crepuscular. This means cats are naturally most active at dawn and dusk. Their internal clock is telling them it's prime hunting time, while your internal clock is telling you to hit the snooze button. If you yell at them or lock them out of the room, you are damaging the bond. Instead, you need to hack their routine. Cats thrive on predictability. If you want to sleep through the night, you have to tire them out mentally and physically before you go to bed. Remember the hunt, catch, kill, eat cycle? Do a vigorous play session for 20 minutes right before your bedtime. Make them run, jump, and exhaust their energy reserves. Then, immediately feed them a heavy, protein-rich meal. In the wild, after a cat eats a big meal, their body demands sleep to digest the food. By syncing their natural cycle with your bedtime, you eliminate the midnight parkour. You both sleep peacefully, and they learn to rely on you as the provider of their evening routine. Let's talk about something incredibly unglamorous but absolutely vital to your relationship. The litter box. You might think the litter box is just a toilet, but to a cat, it is a psychological battleground. In the wild, cats bury their waste to hide their scent from larger predators. When your cat is using the litter box, they feel incredibly vulnerable. They are exposed to potential ambushes. If their litter box is placed in a loud, high-traffic area or next to a scary washing machine that randomly spins, they will feel stressed every time they go to the bathroom. And if the box is dirty, imagine being forced to use a filthy porta potty every single day. You would be miserable. A stressed, miserable cat will start peeing on your clothes or your bed, not out of spite, but out of desperation to mix their scent with yours to feel safe. To build trust, you must be a pristine bathroom attendant. Scoop the box every single day. Place it in a quiet, easily accessible corner where they have a clear view of the room so they cannot be cornered. When your cat feels safe and comfortable doing their most vulnerable business, their overall anxiety drops dramatically, making them much more open to cuddling and bonding with you. Did you know that adult cats rarely meow at other adult cats? In the wild, feline communication is mostly scent, body language, and the occasional hiss or yowl during a turf war. The meow is a vocalization they developed almost exclusively to communicate with humans. They are literally trying to speak to us. And just like they modify their voice for us, they pay intense attention to our voice. Tone and volume are everything. Cats have incredibly sensitive hearing. When you yell, cheer loudly at the TV, or stomp around the house complaining about your boss, your cat perceives that loud, aggressive energy as a direct threat. They don't understand English, they only understand the vibe. If you are loud, they will hide. On the flip side, there is a reason we naturally use baby talk with pets. That high-pitched, soft, sing-song voice actually mimics the comforting sounds a mother cat makes to her kittens. It makes them feel incredibly safe. If you want to draw your cat to you, lower your volume, soften your tone, and speak to them like they are a tiny, brilliant infant. When they learn that your voice is a source of calm rather than chaos, they will start coming out of their hiding spots just to listen to you talk. Let's discuss the most powerful bribery tool in existence: food. Many owners make the huge mistake of free feeding, which means leaving a giant bowl of dry food out all day so the cat can graze whenever they want. While this is convenient for you, it is a massive missed opportunity for bonding. Think about it. If the magic food bowl just magically refills itself, why does the cat need you? You become nothing more than the janitor. To build an intense bond, you need to transition to scheduled mealtimes. You must become the bringer of the hunt. When food only appears 2 or 3 times a day, and you are the one providing it, your value in the cat's eyes skyrockets. They begin to associate you with the best part of their day. You will experience the Pavlovian purr. The moment you open a can of wet food, they will weave between your legs, purring louder than a motorcycle. Furthermore, you can use high-value treats like freeze-dried chicken to reinforce positive behavior. If they come when called, give a treat. If they let you brush them, give a treat. By controlling the food supply, you aren't starving them. You are establishing a routine where they look to you for provision and care. You become their absolute hero. Have you ever woken up with a face full of cat hair because your fluffy dictator decided that the absolute best place to sleep was directly on your head? Or perhaps you try to work from home and your cat immediately plops themselves directly across your keyboard, effectively destroying your productivity. While it can be annoying, you should actually be flattered. When a cat chooses to sleep on you, or on your frequently used items like your laptop or the clothes you just took off, they are performing an act of ultimate trust and love. Scent mingling is a core part of feline family dynamics. Your head, your armpits, and your clothes smell intensely like you. By sleeping on these things, they are soaking in your scent and depositing their own. They are basically creating a protective scent bubble that says, "We are a family and we belong together." Furthermore, sleeping is when a cat is most vulnerable to predators. If they choose to sleep touching your body, it means they trust you with their life to protect them while they are unconscious. So, the next time you get a cramp in your leg because you haven't moved for 3 hours so as not to wake the sleeping cat on your lap, just remember, you have achieved the pinnacle of feline trust. Wear that leg cramp as a badge of honor. Here is a hard truth. Punishing a cat absolutely never works. It is one of the fastest ways to destroy all the trust you have built. Many people use squirt bottles, loud clapping, or even swatting to stop a cat from jumping on the counters or scratching the sofa. But remember the cat's psychology. They do not understand the connection between their action and your punishment. If you spray them with water when they jump on the counter, they don't think, "Oh, I shouldn't jump on the counter." They think, "My human randomly turns into a terrifying water monster for no reason." The result? They will still jump on the counter. They will just wait until you leave the house to do it. And worse, they will start avoiding you out of fear. To stop bad behavior, you must use redirection and environmental design. If they scratch the sofa, put a scratching post directly next to the sofa and sprinkle it with catnip. Reward them wildly when they use the post. If they jump on the counters, use double-sided sticky tape on the edges for a few weeks. They hate the sticky feeling, and provide a tall cat tree nearby as an alternative high ground. Make the right choice easy and rewarding, and the wrong choice boring or mildly uncomfortable. Be a guide, not a dictator. If you want to replicate the deepest bond a cat experiences in nature, you need to understand allo-grooming. When cats live in colonies, the ones that are best friends will groom each other. They will lick each other's heads and ears to show affection, clean hard-to-reach spots, and mix their scents. You can recreate this profound bonding experience with a simple tool, a soft brush. Brushing your cat isn't just about removing loose fur to save your black pants. It is a surrogate grooming session. When you gently brush around their cheeks, chin, and neck, you are mimicking the soothing licks of a mother cat. This releases endorphins in their brain, but you must read their signals. Keep the sessions short and always stop before they get annoyed. And what happens when the cat tries to groom you back? Have you ever had your cat pin down your hand and start licking it with that horribly rough, sandpaper-like tongue? It honestly kind of hurts. But whatever you do, try not to pull your hand away in disgust. When your cat grooms you, they are returning the favour. They are officially welcoming you into their inner circle. Endure the sandpaper kiss for a few moments, tell them they are a good kitty, and relish the fact that you have been accepted into the pack. Every cat needs a panic room. In our homes, this usually looks like the dark abyss under the bed, the back corner of a closet, or behind the washing machine. These are their safe havens. When a cat is overwhelmed by loud noises, visitors, or just feeling slightly under the weather, their instinct is to hide in a small, dark space where nothing can sneak up on them. Here is a massive mistake that ruins trust, dragging a hiding cat out of their safe zone. Whether you just want to cuddle, or you want to show them off to your friends, reaching under the bed and pulling a resistant cat out by their legs is seen as a horrific betrayal. You are basically stripping them of their armour and throwing them to the wolves. If you want your cat to trust you, their hiding spots must remain sacred and untouchable. If they are hiding, leave them alone. If you absolutely need them to come out, like for a vet appointment, do not reach in. Sit near the opening, speak in a soft voice, and lure them out with a high-value treat or a wand toy. When they learn that you will never violate the sanctity of their safe spaces, their confidence will grow. They will actually spend less time hiding because they know they are completely safe in your home. Let's add a fun secret weapon to your bonding arsenal, mimicking their vocalizations. We already talked about not yelling and using a soft tone, but you can take it a step further by actually learning their specific language. Pay attention to the sounds your cat makes when they are happy. Do they do a little brrrp or trill when they jump on the bed? Do they do that weird clicking ek 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 sound when they watch birds out the window? Try making those sounds back to them. When your cat walks into the room and gives you a little greeting, chirp, chirp back at them. It sounds ridiculous, and your family might think you are losing your mind, but cats absolutely love it. It shows that you are actively engaging in their form of communication. It is the feline equivalent of an inside joke. When you echo their positive sounds, they feel seen and understood. You might find that your cat starts talking to you more often, seeking you out just to have a little back and forth chat. Just be careful not to mimic hissing or low growling, as that will obviously send the wrong message. Stick to the happy chirps, the purrs, and the soft meows, and you will become their favourite conversational partner. The grand finale of this ultimate bonding secret is the glue that holds all these steps together. Consistency. You cannot do the slow blink on Monday, force them out from under the bed on Tuesday, and expect them to be obsessed with you on Wednesday. Feline trust is like a bank account. Every time you offer the scent handshake, respect their boundaries, or play with them using a wand toy, you are making a deposit. Every time you yell, force a cuddle, or touch the forbidden belly trap, you are making a massive withdrawal. It takes time to build wealth in the feline trust bank, especially if you have a rescued cat with a traumatic past. You must be patient. Let them set the pace. Some days they might want to sleep on your face, and other days they might want to sit alone by the window. Both are perfectly fine. By consistently applying the protocol of consent, giving them autonomy, reading their tail signals, respecting their high ground, and being the bringer of the hunt, you transform yourself from a chaotic human into their trusted protector and best friend. Follow these steps, and one day soon, you will sit down on the couch, and without you even calling, that fluffy little dictator will jump up, curl into a ball on your lap, and start purring like an engine. And in that moment, you will know you have won. And there you have it, fellow cat servants. You now possess the ultimate blueprint to the feline mind. We've covered everything from the fatal mistake of the forbidden belly rub to the magical power of the slow blink and the scent handshake. By mastering the protocol of consent and understanding that respect is the key to a cat's heart, you will completely transform your relationship with your pet. Yes, they will still knock your glasses off the table. Yes, they will still zoom around at 3 a.m. from time to time. But now, you know that underneath all that wild, unpredictable energy is a tiny predator that trusts you completely. Try these techniques today, be patient, and watch as your aloof roommate turns into your shadow. If this video helped you crack the code to your cat's heart, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more zoopsychology secrets, and share this video with a friend who's desperately trying to win over their own grumpy kitty. Before you go, I have one final question for you. Which of these steps are you going to try first? And has your cat ever successfully lured you into the belly trap? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.